So let's start with what I miss most about working. First, I think, is the daily routine, right? We all had that. There was this built-in rhythm to my days. I didn't really have to decide what mattered every morning. It was usually already defined by either my boss or someone else. Two, my colleagues. These just weren't coworkers. They were long-term relationships, some of them 30 plus years. We had a shared history of the craziness we all had endured, numerous inside jokes, but also I think a great deal of respect for each other. An office space of my own with a window. I loved having a physical place that was mine, someplace where I could walk in every morning and sit myself down behind a desk. I felt like it was, in a way, tied to my identity and the contribution I was making to the organization. And even something as simple as a window felt grounding. Of course, I also miss the doctors and the students that I worked with, probably miss them the most. It was such an honor and a privilege being part of someone else's growth. I truly felt useful in a very direct and human way. I also enjoyed the work itself. I knew that what I was building, developing, and contributing helped people move forward in their careers. And in some cases, I'm hopeful that it also helped patient satisfaction. I miss my team. These were all women who supported the work that we did together. They were really smart, capable women. We shared a mission and mutual support. We all fed off the energy of working towards something together. It gave us that sense of, camaraderie, and we're all in this together. And of course, I do miss the financial income. It was definitely consistent and predictable. Not having to think as much about financial situations and money decisions, it really just gave me a built-in sense of security. And retirement definitely shifts that, both mentally and emotionally. I certainly have had a bit of difficulty aligning my spending habits now with being in retirement, but it is something I'm working on. Let's talk about what I don't miss about having a full-time job. The stress of constantly changing healthcare and education systems. These systems are always evolving. There's new policies, new expectations, new pressures. It's never static. There's this feeling like you're always adjusting to something new. And with that, there's this sense of low-level stress that never fully goes away. We also had a revolving door of leadership, and I don't miss that. Constant transitions in directions and priorities that I didn't necessarily agree with, having to re-explain, realign, readapt. I also don't miss that really structured long day of fixed hours. There was little flexibility in how the day unfolded. My time wasn't entirely my own. Retirement removes that rigidity. And those Sunday evening blues that we felt so many years, that feeling of the week coming at you, mentally preparing before it even starts, that low-grade dread that becomes normalized year after year after year, I don't feel that anymore. I also don't miss that lack of control over my schedule. Meetings dictated my day. Other people's priorities often came first. I had limited autonomy over time and energy. Now I get to decide how my day looks. So let's talk a bit about what retirement has given me, and I think will give you as well. One, it's the opportunity to start a new chapter, a clean slate, without needing permission from anyone. Gives me the space to ask, what do I actually want now? And it's not tied to who I used to be professionally. Retirement's given me permission to try and quit new things. No long-term career consequences. I can experiment without pressure, like my rock tumbling hobby. And if something doesn't fit, I can walk away. And that kind of freedom is new. I get to become a beginner again. I get to learn new skills like videoing and social media. I get to be uncomfortable in a different way. I get to let go of being the expert. I get to grow in a completely new direction. I get to redefine what enough is financially. I get to rethink what I actually need. I can separate income from identity. I get to make more intentional decisions about spending. And it's less about accumulation at this point and more about alignment with my desires and my goals. I have travel flexibility. No need to fit travel into a limited window anymore. I can go when I want, stay longer. Travel feels less rushed, more intentional. I also get to redefine productivity. Don't like that word at all. Productivity isn't tied to output or titles anymore, though. It can look like rest, reflection, or creativity. It can be letting go of constant doing, and we're still working on that. It can be that learning enough can include slowing down, and that's okay. So, retirement isn't all good or bad. It's a trade. You lose structure, but you gain freedom. You lose identity, but you gain possibility. I don't miss everything, but I also don't dismiss what it meant to me either.